Guys, we don't need any pencils right now.
Oh,
Everybody's getting a marker.
Ooh, wait,
And you're going to...
The big sled is gone.
Lizzie, it's okay.
We're
We're going to check over the homework. So on the first page, you should be where there's number 1. If it is wrong, fix the answer.
Number 1 has it already.
If it is right, leave it alone. I don't want a bunch of marks all over it. Okay, so number 1, yes, is already done. Number 2, what is the probability of flipping a coin and getting heads? So here's your coins, right? You got a coin with heads and tails. So what's your probability of flipping a coin and getting heads, Lizzie?
Equal likely because you could get, it's a 50-50 chance.
Very good. It's equally likely because you can get a 50-50 chance. You can flip it and get a head. You can flip it and get a tail. There's 2 sides, so it should be equally likely.
So likely is not.
What do you do if it's wrong?
Rewrite the answer.
I think it's this side.
Yeah, you should be on that side.
Oh man!
Equal likely.
So write
Equal likely means that.
equally likely means there's a 50-50 chance. So you need to write equally likely
How do I spell it? I can't spell it.
right here. Equally likely.
You put 1 and 2 right there.
It's okay. So you would put 1 out of 2 on the fraction line. 1 out of 2 because you have a 50-50 chance.
1 out of 2. And then bring up your right. You put.
For number 3. Are you ready, Victoria? You need to write equally likely. For number 3, what is the probability? So here's our calendar. What is the probability that Lenny's birthday is a month starting with the letter M? What's the probability? So how many months do we have that start with M, Kat?
2.
Okay, we have 2. So that is our top number or our bottom number?
Bottom. Top.
Top. So you've got 2. How many months do we have altogether, Sarah?
12.
12. So 2 out of 12 should be your fraction.
It should be.
Hold on, Sarah. Let people catch up. 2 out of 12.
12.
And then, is it going to be impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, or certain, Sarah?
Unlikely.
Unlikely, because there's only 2 months with M that start with M.
There you go.
So you should have 2 out of 12, and then unlikely. Number 4, what is the probability? What is the probability that Arnold's birthday ends in a month that does not start with the letter J? Does not start. Xavier, how many months do we have that do not start with the letter J?
9.
9.
9.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do not start with the letter J. And Xavier's right. It's 9 out of 12.
Okay.
So your fraction should be 9 out of 12.
It's unlikely. More likely.
Well, the question says, what is the probability that Arnold's birthday is in a month that does not start with the letter J? So, Xavier, you did the opposite. Does not start with the letter J. You're right, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. Does not start. So what is it going to be, Lizzie?
Likely.
We agree, likely?
Possible.
Yeah.
It's not impossible because we still have J months.
Oh.
So likely.
Oh, likely.
Yay.
Likely.
Sarah, please don't say that.
Lizzie, you need to worry about yourself.
Okay. He is firmly feeling.
Number 5. We've got a dice. It says, what is the probability of rolling a 1, 3, 4, 5, or 6 on a 6-sided dice? So how many numbers do we have listed there, Xavier?
6.
How many are listed in the question? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 5 numbers listed, so what's our top number going to be?
5.
5.
Out
Out of how many, Kat?
of 6.
Out of 6. So you have a probability of rolling 5 numbers, 1, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Should it be more likely?
Well, it's impossible, unlikely, equally likely, or certain.
Possible.
It's not impossible.
Sort of.
Impossible would be like if we were to roll a 0 and there's no 0 on the die. Victoria, what do you think?
No.
Not equally, because if it was equally, we would say like there's 2 3s and 3 3s.
Likely.
And then it's equally. Sarah?
Likely.
It's likely.
Yeah.
Likely.
Likely. My markers want to know.
Okay, flip it over to the other side. Let's check this side.
Come on.
We're all on the other side. Number 13. Kat, it's good. Which month had the most inches of rain, Victoria?
August.
August. That's the highest one on the graph.
Oh yeah, I was right.
So August, yeah. Okay, Sarah, which month had the fewest inches of rain?
March.
Good, March. Everybody got March? March. Kat, how many inches did it rain from March to August?
4.
From March to August. So March had 0 and August had 4. Yep, so 4.
You're right. I was right.
I was just checking, you're right.
Good, I did math.
Yeah. 4. Xavier, what'd you have? Look, Xavier, it starts at 0 and goes up to 4. So you should say it rained 4 inches. Lizzie, number 17. In which months, so months more than one, did it rain 1 inch? Lizzie's answering.
April and May.
Yes, April and May
I put
are the 2 months. It said months though, Victoria. So
I put just April.
nope, you have to read. In which months did it rain 1 inch? So you should have, okay, I'll go back just a minute.
So I just had a half right there.
Yep, it's just half right.
Dang it.
I've got April, but I didn't put March. You skip down 6.
You have to have April and March. If you go back, in which month did it rain 0 inches, Xavier?
March.
March.
It shouldn't be March, it should be April or May.
April and May, yes.
What are we at again?
April and May for 17. April and May.
April.
And then March for number 16.
March?
You're right, Kat.
Oh. Didn't read my marking.
Number 18, Xavier. How many inches did it rain in June? Sarah, worry about your paper.
3.
Yep, 3. Rained 3 inches in June. Number 19, how many inches did it rain in July, Victoria?
2.
2. Yep,
Yay!
2 inches in
Hey,
July.
that's my birthday.
Okay, number 20. So I made a visual, so you have it.
Blue socks and green.
So write the correct probability. In a drawer, you have 5 blue socks and 3 green socks. What is the probability of pulling out a blue sock, Sarah?
5 out of 8.
I said likely.
5 out of 8, or you could say likely.
Luckily, I said likely.
5 out of 8 or likely.
You right there. Luckily, I said.
Number 21, what is the probability of pulling out a green sock, Kat?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. Or 3 out of 8.
I put less likely.
I cross it out.
That's fine. Unlikely, less likely.
Because you don't have green.
Well, you do have green, Cat.
Oh.
Right here. There's 5 blue socks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Cat. Up here. And 3 green socks. Number 22, Cat. What is the probability of pulling out a yellow sock?
Impossible.
Impossible. Why, Cat?
Because we don't have yellow.
There are no yellow socks. Good.
I got a question. Could it be 0 out of 8?
Yeah, it could be 0 out of 8. Okay, look at number 23. Now, you were supposed to write impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, or certain. The outcome with a probability of 3 of 4 is what, Lizzie? Likely. Likely. Number 24, Xavier, the outcome with a probability of 5 of 5 is?
Sometimes. Not equally.
Equally likely.
No, it should be certain.
Or it could be certain, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was
Certain,
so right.
equally likely.
Actually, I put a mark on mistake. I was searching.
And 25, Victoria, the outcome with a probability of 1/8 is?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. Good.
Dang it.
I put impossible.
Yeah, if it doesn't, if it's only 1 out of 8, it can't be certain. You only have, if we had 1 green sock up there with all those blue socks, it would be unlikely that we would pull that green
Would
sock.
be impossible.
And no, it wouldn't necessarily be impossible because we still have the same number. Impossible would be like our yellow socks. Okay, so let's look at some other questions. We have some boxes up here. Markers need lids on them. We're done grading. See? Markers need lids on them now.
Here you go. Okay. Here you go.
Okay, look at these boxes up on the board. The boxes up on the board. What does it mean if we have an impossible outcome?
So it's saying bomb because I
Cat,
just put
We have none.
You have no, you cannot do it, right?
Right.
Impossible. What does it mean unlikely, Sarah?
Unlikely.
Can you use the boxes as an example?
Green.
Okay, so green in this box would be an unlikely pull, right? What would be equally likely, Kat?
Purple.
Okay, so purple in this box, why?
Because you have more purples.
Well, equally likely though.
Equal.
You're right, because there's how many purple?
4.
And what other color are there?
Orange
You're right.
and blue.
Is there an equal of the blue though?
No.
So there's how many purple?
4.
And there's how many orange?
4.
So you have an equal likely chance to draw purple or orange, right? What's likely? Give me an example on a box, Xavier. Which one's likely?
purple and
If you look at box 2, it's likely to draw a purple.
no, right.
Look at box 1. What color would it be likely to draw?
Blue.
Why would it be likely to draw blue, Xavier?
Then it's we'll have 5.
Okay, well, there's not 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
6 blue. So it'd be likely that you would draw a blue out of box 1, right?
Yeah.
It would be certain with what, Lizzie?
It will be certain to pull a greenish blue from
Xavier,
box
sit up,
1
please. Xavier,
because
sit up.
You can't. It'll be certain to draw a blue circle instead of a green circle.
Okay, it would be certain to draw a blue circle over a green because we have more blue, right?
Yeah. It's a greenish blue.
What would it be impossible to do with box number 1? Give me an example, Victoria, if it was impossible for box number 1.
Because there's way more blues.
Okay, give me an example though. If we have blue circles and green circles, but what would something impossible? What's something we couldn't do if you just had box 1? Look at the up here. If it's impossible, it can't be done. So what could you do?
Take down
What could you ask me? We have blue and green. What else could you do to make it impossible? Think about it, guys. Xavier, what?
Box 1, you can add the odds for comes from box 2, and that one there will be impossible.
Well, if it's impossible, though. Remember our socks? And we said it was impossible to draw a yellow sock. Why is it impossible to draw a yellow sock?
No yellow.
Because there's no yellow socks. So what could you tell me that's impossible to
There's
do?
no yellow socks. Means not a ball.
So there's no yellow balls in box 1, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be impossible. Okay? Let's look at some probability questions.
What's number 8?
We have a jar with marbles. Take a minute to count how many marbles are in that jar. Victoria, how many marbles? So there's 20 marbles. How many yellow marbles are there, Sarah?
6.
Okay. Kat, what is my fraction of yellow marbles?
6 out of 12.
Not 6 out of 12, 6 out of
20.
20, because we have how many total marbles, Kat?
20.
6 out of 20. Lizzie, how many blue marbles do I have?
4.
4.
Out of 20.
4 out of 20, good job.
Yay.
Xavier, red marbles.
5 and 5 out of 20.
Good job. 5 and 5 out of 20. Victoria, green marbles.
8. How many?
Well, how many green marbles first?
Okay. 5.
5. And my fraction of green marbles?
20 out of 5.
Is it 20 out of 5?
5 out of 20.
Why is it 5 out of 20?
Because there's 5. There's 5 green marbles and there's 20 marbles.
Good, there's 5 green marbles and there's 20 marbles altogether.
Why is this blue?
Yay, it's blue and lucky.
Okay. Whoops. Now, what is the probability we will pick a red marble out of the jar? Xavier.
It's impossible.
But we just said for red marbles. Did we say red?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
How many red do we have, Xavier?
1,
Oh, 5.
5.
So it can't be impossible.
So it's not impossible. If we have 5 out of 20,
It'd be 4 out of 20.
do you think it's impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, or certain? If it was equally likely, it would mean there were 5 of all that color.
Oh no. Unlikely.
Unlikely, because there's 5 out of 5 different colors. Victoria, what is the probability we will pick a yellow marble out of the jar? So we said there are 6 yellow marbles. So what's our fraction? How many yellow marbles do we have?
6,
And how many marbles did we have altogether?
20.
So what do you think? Impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, certain?
Likely.
Likely.
Yeah.
Sarah, what is the probability we will pick a black marble out of the jar?
0 and 0.
So 0 out of how many?
20.
And it's not 0 though, it's what word?
Impossible.
Why is it impossible, Sarah?
Because there's no black.
There are no black.
It isn't it? I'll just punch that black eye.
Okay, I want to go over these words one more time so we don't get confused.
Okay.
Okay?